This is an IRLP tutorial on how to install the Debian 6 version for IRLP. These are the CDs with versions 9.00 or 9.xx, I should say. First thing you're going to want to do is boot your machine and go into the BIOS. The key to go into the BIOS could be escape, F2, delete. This one's F2. First thing you want to do is verify in your boot that the CD-ROM drive is set as the first device. You can move these up and down as required. So you're going to want to save your BIOS and exit. The first thing it's going to boot into here will be the splash screen for Debian. As you can see, it's customized for IRLP. Choose the text install. It's going to then boot into the installer, and I will walk through each step one by one. The first one, you want to select your language. English is the language I'm going to choose here. This will set the language for Linux for the entire program. So I'll choose English. I want you to choose your location, so your continent or your area. I'll choose North America and Canada, which is where I am. So it's going to go through, it's going to load a bunch of components and prepare the installation. It's going to detect my network hardware. It's detected that I'm using DHCP. It's going to give me my IP address through DHCP. It's one thing I should note, the computer does need to be connected to the internet in order for the install to complete. First thing you want to do here is set your root password. You want to make sure that this password is set to something that is not easy to remember, contains uppercase, lowercase, exclamation marks, whatever's required. The big key here is that you don't want it to be easy. It will ask you to confirm the password. Now it's going to ask you for your time zone. It knows what country you're in, etc. I'm in Vancouver, so I'm going to choose the Pacific time zone. Now it's going to go through and perform the base install. Set up the partitioner, partition the drive. It's going to load the base system. On a normal computer, this entire process will take anywhere from 2 minutes to an hour. This one's going to take a little bit of time. Now, I'm just going to note that it's actually installing these base packages from the CD. However, the CD does not contain all the packages required for the installation. This is why an internet connection is required. This is actually what is referred to as a net install CD. So it gives you the basis you need to get the machine on the network, and then the rest of the installation is done over the internet. Okay, and it's almost complete here. So now the next step, it's going to ask us to, I'll wait till we get there. So the next step, it's going to ask us to configure a package manager. Now this is the site on the internet that the machine will go to get updates and install packages. So you want to choose your country. And then you want to choose a mirror that's close to you. For example, I know that Pier 1 is here in Vancouver, but you can see there's some University of Waterloo, Calgary, so you want to choose one that's near you. If you don't know where they are, the safest one to choose is this one, the ftp.something.something.debian.org. Mine's .ca, could be .us. I'm going to choose Pier 1 because I know it's faster for me here. So now it's going to actually configure and download a series of packages that are required for IRLP to run directly from the network. This process will take any amount of time from just a minute to up to an hour, of course, depending on the speed of your internet connection. Once this step is done, the computer will actually reboot itself. At that point, you're going to want to take the CD out of the drive. You may go into the BIOS if required and set your hard drive to be the first boot device, but it's not required as long as there's no CD in the drive. So I'm just going to go through right to the boot and show you what the first step is. Okay, so now the computer is rebooting. As I said, I don't need to change the BIOS here, so I'll just let it go. Oh, there I go. I lied. But just because I've already started this video, I'll make sure that we get this right. I don't want to start it again. So this is what normally would have occurred. You would come to this screen here. You can hit enter or just wait for the timer to elapse. It's a 5-second timer. So now we're going to boot into Linux. I'm just going to show you the initial login as root. So IRLP, the login, your login is root, R-O-O-T, and the password is the password you set during the install. Now this prompt is where we will launch every other command from IRLP, so this will be the starting point for all future tutorials. Thank you.